Hey, welcome back everybody. My name's Casey. You're tuning in to howtoplaystock.com. First off, I want to apologize for not getting any videos out there sooner. I've been busy with work and they've got me traveling right now, so I spent the whole last week in Texas, the beautiful state of Texas, and so I'm just getting back. I got back last night from a full week worth of training for my day job. I go back out for a whole nother week here from Monday to Friday, so I'm not going to be able to shoot any videos until I get back. So I want to apologize to all my subscribers who are watching this for not getting more videos out in the last couple weeks. But today's video, I wanted to touch on just a couple different things. I'll give you an update on a couple different assets first. The Dow Jones Index right now is at 21,597 points. So it's getting back a little bit, but it's not doing much, guys. I mean, it's still hovering there at all-time highs, and quite frankly, I'm just not going to get involved with investments and assets that are, overinflated by like 40-60%. I just don't think it's a great investment because you're going to lose your money. And I'm not talking short-term or any of that. I'm saying like more long-term. Over the next few years, I think you're probably going to lose your money if you're playing with assets that are overvalued by 40 and 60%, because they can't just go up for eternity. They have to come down in value, and so that's what I'm waiting for with stocks right now. You got Bitcoin at $2,191, and Ethereum is at $184.54. So digital currencies right now, guys, are getting slaughtered, and there's a lot of speculation and a lot of hype out there on digital coins and altcoins right now, and really, when it comes down to it, guys, there's facts about digital currencies, and then there's, again, speculation, rumors, stuff like that. You throw all that into the same pot and mix it up, you really don't, you kind of lose track of what's really going on. And I'm not even going to touch on that because, to be quite honest with you, I don't even know what's going on with it. And you want my own personal opinion about that, I'm going to tell you, I quite frankly don't care. I'm just playing with Bitcoin and Ethereum. There was a ICO that I was thinking about getting in on, which is an initial coin offering. That was with Pillar. They were communicating with me about a pre-sale. I thought about it. I bought another Ethereum and put it in the Ether wallet, and I was gonna go ahead and think about getting in on that. I missed out on the pre-sale, but it didn't. Wasn't something that frustrated me too much because, I was working. I've got a job, I've got a life. I'm not going to sit there all day at a computer and try to get in on an ICO, for something like Pillar, and then cross my fingers and pray that it goes up in price. Like, okay, fine, there's people getting rich off some of these altcoins and ICOs that are coming out, and they're 10 baggers, 20 baggers, whatever, and they're getting rich. That's fine, but guess what? Have these people done any research on the taxes that are involved with these cryptocurrencies? Have they done any of the research on why the U.S. and the United States is deeming a lot of these ICOs as illegal because they're not deemed or registered with the SEC? Are people doing any research on that? Do they care at all? Because at the end of the day, let's say you make 100 grand off of a 30 bagger on some ICO that comes out, you make 100,000 in profits. What happens if the IRS comes forward and they want to tax that and treat it as a unlawful way that you made profits? Like, do you really want to get involved with that and take that bet? That's super risky in my opinion. So right now, I'm just waiting. If you want to play digital currencies, and this is just my recommendation because I'm not a financial planner, I'm not an investing expert. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what you need to do with your money. I'm just telling you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. But if you want to play with digital currencies, I would just go with Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's no reason to wander off in the weeds, get involved with all this other crap that may be around for 3 months, or get involved with an ICO with a company who's got development projects that may fall flat on their face, because right now a lot of it's just speculation. Again, And if you're going to play with ICOs or any asset that's speculative, be sure you're playing with money that you can afford to lose, because the number one rule of the game is not to lose your money. And then rule number two is to follow rule number one. That was Warren Buffett. It's worked for him. I think I'm going to stick with that as well. Okay. Now there's a lot of the next thing I want to talk about is the Bitcoin hard fork. All right, that's coming up in August. For people who are not familiar with what the hard fork is, it involves the blockchain, and this is all speculative right now. So what I'm going to tell you is just some of the research I'm getting off of chat forums, and one of those is the Bitcoin hard fork. Come August, what people are talking about is that Bitcoin is going to be broken into an altcoin for Bitcoin, which is called Bitcoin Unlimited. Okay, it's going to be another blockchain basically off of Bitcoin, and it's going to have its own altcoin. All right. So essentially, what will happen is if you have, let's say, 10 Bitcoin, right, before the fork, you're going to be able to sell that because it will be split. You're going to be able to sell it as 5 Bitcoin Unlimited and then 5 Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people are asking, you know, what is this going to do to the price of Bitcoin? Honestly, I don't give a crap. I don't care what it does. If Bitcoin goes down, great. Because guess what? That's just allowing me to buy some digital currency at a cheaper price. Okay? Just a way for me to save more money and get some discounts on this stuff, because I am invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And my rule, because I'm more of a long-term investor, you know, I like to just buy a little bit here, a little bit there, but I don't buy, or I try not to buy, on the highs. Okay? Now, I've done that a couple times in the past few months where I got in on Ethereum, and I was buying dips, and it just kept dipping. All right? So, did I sell? No, I'm staying in because this is a more long-term approach for me. Those prices are going to come back up. And when they do, then I can take some profits off the table, or take my principal off the table and let my profits ride. Okay? So there's just a couple things I want to talk about when it comes to investing, abroad in any asset, because you can take this strategy and apply it to stocks. You can, you can apply it to real estate for that matter. It's all about the price that you pay for an asset. Do you consider it overvalued at the time, or is it undervalued? Is it something you can look at and go, okay, yeah, I'd pay that price for it, or is it too expensive? Because if it's too expensive, why would you buy it? And I think that's when it comes down to it, that's how you make your profits. Okay, you need to go with your gut instinct on a lot of this stuff too. Like, for example, like when I was looking at the ICO on Pillar, man, my gut was telling me, okay, yeah, I could make quite a bit of money off of this if I go in on it, and I'm lucky enough to actually get some tokens, and I could turn around and flip that 2-3 months from now and make a fortune. But my gut was telling me, Casey, you've never filed taxes on this stuff. You don't know how the government's going to treat it. Okay, they say they treat it as property on taxes, so you're going to get capital gains on it as property. But that's what Bitcoin and Ethereum. ICOs are a completely different ballgame. Okay, I don't think those are being treated as property. Now, there's some people out there that are saying, yeah, it's just capital gains, and you just file it as capital gains at the end of the year. And I'm like, okay, well, is that ordinary income? Is that a 15% short term? What is it? So if you're watching this video and let's say you're a tax attorney or a tax lawyer and you're watching this video right now, answer this question for me. How do you know what the government is going to treat these ICOs as far as capital gains on tax? Okay? And if you're watching this, please leave the comments in the description below and let us all know, because I'm doing massive amounts of research on it and I can't find anything that it gives me a solid answer on ICOs. Now, with Bitcoin and Ethereum, absolutely, I know how those are treated, so I feel comfortable with those. But with ICOs, who the frick knows, man? I just don't want to get involved with legal issues when it comes to my profits, because at the end of the day, you make $100,000 and then you turn around and you go out and you spend it, right? And you keep 30% set aside for, say, ordinary income taxes at the end of the year, and then you go to file, and then they turn around and go, oh, wait, we're not going to treat that as ordinary income. You broke the law because we told you specifically as an American that you're not to get invested in these, so we're going to go ahead and slap you with a $100,000 fine. Okay? That's a hypothetical scenario. I don't even know if that would happen, but I'm just saying, if that did, you're screwed because you went and spent all your money and you only kept 30 grand. All right, so now you're out another $70,000 that you have to come up with, and you owe it to the government. Not a good situation to be in, and for me, that is super, super risky. So my gut was telling me, stay away from it. Just stay away from it, because when I read books from some of the great investors out there, there's a lot of them that will tell you, stick within your circle of competence, right? Go with your gut. Go with things that you know are solid. All right, what are your odds? Look at your odds. Are your odds good of losing your money, or are your odds good of, making profits? And I'm not going to lie, the odds of making profits with these ICOs is really good. But the odds of losing that money due to taxes is really good too, because nobody really knows how these people are going to, in the government and the IRS are going to treat this stuff. And so we'll find out. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens going into the later part of 2017 and further. So once that becomes more clear for me as far as how the taxes are treated on this stuff, then I might look at getting into some ICOs. Until then, if you're watching this video and you're wondering about that yourself, that would be my recommendation on investing right now, and just kind of the thought process that you want to have, and some of the stuff you might want to look at before you actually get involved with some of those. As for stocks, though, I had a conversation the other day with someone in my training, and we were talking about investing and stuff like that. And he said, what are some good investments out there right now? And, there is a lot of them out there. You just have to look for them. It takes a lot of time. And quite frankly, I don't have the time to go through and cipher through, 500 companies, day in, day out, because I'm not getting paid for that. Okay? So I need to be realistic with myself and actually make money doing other things, and then go with the stuff that I know long term already is going to pay off. Okay? Long term. And I'm talking like probably 10, 15 years down the road. So, gold, silver, some cryptos, and then, when these indexes start coming down in value, I might start jumping in on those again, because I'm young enough that let's say I buy in, and the Dow Jones drops 5,000 points, and I go, okay, now I might throw, let's just say $500 into some indexes, right? Buy up a couple shares. And let's say it starts dropping some more, and it drops like another 10,000 points. At least I was able to buy in on a dip, okay? And now I'm losing money because it drops in value. Well, I've got time on my hands, okay? I've got time on my hands, so I can afford to take those losses because it will rebound. And if it drops that much, I'll probably go in even more. I'll double down. So those are things as an investor. That's the kind of approach that I take when it comes to overvalued assets, being diversified a little bit more across the board, and looking for opportunities to, stuff that's being undervalued. There's the quote from Warren Buffett where he says, be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Well, right now, I can tell you there's a lot of fear in the markets with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and there's probably just as much with the greed. I think the fear is starting to take over a little bit, so people are really kind of spooked about this hard fork with Bitcoin. They don't know what's going to do to the price. Quite frankly, like I said, I don't give a crap. If it does go down, great. I'm just going to buy some more. Okay, with Ethereum, same thing. But those are just some of the things I wanted to cover for today. These are today's investors' investing tips. If you found some of the information in here beneficial, go ahead and comment, hit the like button. You can also subscribe to the channel, because I'll be shooting another video here soon. And that video, I'm going to show you a way that you can invest your Bitcoin if you're mining it or collecting it through faucets or even purchasing it on an exchange. I'm going to show you a way where you can take all that Bitcoin and move it into quote a savings account for Bitcoin, where you can start earning a 4.08% interest on it. Okay, and that's annual. So it's a way for you to create a little bit of return on your Bitcoin, and your return is paid to you in Bitcoin. So for me, that's way better than a savings account. I mean, especially when it comes to investing. I look at it as kind of like a stock. You know, when you invest in a stock, some of these stocks will give you an annual dividend. So you're getting a return on your money. With a savings account here in the U.S., you know, if you wanted to just put your cash in a savings account, you're looking at like 0.03% return. Okay, I'd much rather have 4.08% return as opposed to a 0.03% return. And so it's just a way for you to convert some of your cash into a digital currency, you know, earn some interest on it, and then if you want to pull out when you get some better returns on it, it's compounding for you, you can pull out some money and convert it back into cash, you know, as the value of the Bitcoin goes back up, and now you're making money. You know what I mean? So, again, I apologize for not getting a video out there sooner. Stick around because I'll be shooting another one here soon on what I just talked about. But other than that, you guys have a good day, a good weekend, and I will talk to you here soon.